Welcome to the Docker series. In this video, we are going to see what is a Docker file and what are the useful Docker file commands and how to build an image using a Docker file. See, let's understand the name. It says it's a Docker file, which is a text file. It's a text document where we are going to provide all our instructions to build an image. Instructions that contain all the commands. It's nothing but you are going to build an image with all the required installations or having the packages or all the commands that you want to run to build an image. See here, Docker file is a text document that contains all the commands user could call on the command line to assemble an image. Let's look at a Docker file syntax and how it looks like, and then again we'll come back to the useful Docker file commands. And see, this is the Docker file reference. You can see here Docker can build images automatically by reading the instructions from a Docker file. So which means if you create a file with all your required instructions or a commands, when you run that particular file, that is going to create an image. In the previous video, we pulled an image from the Docker Hub. That's a Jenkins image. We pulled directly from the Docker Hub. Instead of pulling the image, and if you want to create your own image, Docker file provides an option to build your image from the scratch, or you can take any base image. On top of that, you can run your commands or you can provide your instructions to create more layers. So which means you can take a base image, create your layer, and then it becomes another image. It creates a new image. On top of that, you are going to build the container. Okay, let me explain you how this looks like. Okay, assume this is your Jenkins image that we have taken from the Jenkins. Assume this is our Jenkins. On top of the Jenkins image, if I want to install a Maven, what I do, I'm going to create another layer. This particular layer is going to be a Maven. Okay, and let me add some text. Okay, this is our Jenkins image that we pulled. On top of that, I'm going to install some package or uh, uh, some software. Let's assume some software is called a Maven. If I'm installing a Maven, let's see, this is our base image, and on top of that I'm going to create another layer for a Maven, and so together it creates a new image. So Jenkins is our base image. On top of that, you are creating another layer for a Maven and it becomes a new image. In that way, you can provide an n number of instructions to customize or to create your own image instead of directly pulling it from the Docker Hub. Sometimes the image with the required configurations for your project or for your application that might not be available in the Docker Hub. In that scenario, you might need to build your customized image. How you build your customized image is you will write everything on a Docker file that will build an image for you. Let's see how the Docker file looks like. Okay, this is the Docker file reference. Let me show you. Let's go to the best practices. See, this looks like this. This is just a text file, and you are going to write your commands like this, your instructions in this way. The first command, you are going to use a from. If you are building your image from the scratch, instead of this particular Ubuntu 18.04, you are going to mention a scratch, and so that you are building the image right from the scratch, which means the base image for the scratch is just a scratch image. Or if you want to take this image as your base, and on top of that you want to install some Chrome, or you want to install a Maven, or you want to install a Java, you can install any package, any application, any software on top of that particular base image, and it creates a new image. And here what they are doing, using the copy command, they are copying everything from the Docker client to this particular folder /app, and then they are using a run command. After that, they are using a cmd. What this cmd does, it is going to run on the container which creates. If there is no default command given with the command cmd, this is going to run with the, this is going to set a default command. See, this is how you will build your Docker file. Let's go back to Eclipse. See, this is my Docker file. I'll walk you through, because this is my base image. I'm taking Selenium Node Chrome debug 353 Boron version. Okay. On top of this image, I wanted to have Maven installed, because this image is coming with Selenium and Java is installed. So I'm setting my user as a root, and then I'm installing the prerequisites. I need apt-get update and apt-get install. I'm installing these two, and then I'm going to install Maven using these commands. You see, all these are required for me to install a Maven on this particular image. You don't need to remember all these things, so you can find everything, how to install a Maven, Jenkins, or like Java, or any software or any package. You can find it from the Docker Hub. I'll show you how to get this. And once after I install the Maven, what I'm doing, I'm copying all the code. It's my the project, this whole project, the Docker project, putting into a /temp file. After that, I'm making this temp as my work directory. So my work directory on this particular image is the temp folder. So once this image gets created, if you run the image, your container will get started. Okay, let's see that. Let me show you the Docker file from where you can copy if you want to install a curl, or if you want to install a Chrome, or if you want to install Java or Maven. Let's go to our Docker Hub. See, earlier we have seen, we just went to a Docker Hub and we searched for a Jenkins. See, this is our image which we have taken earlier. Either this one or this one we might have pulled in the previous video. And let me go to the Jenkins and see here. If you look at the supported tags and respective Docker file links, you have a Docker file here. If you click the Docker file, you can see what are all the instructions which are creating a Docker image, which are assembling the packages to bring the Jenkins image. Their base image is OpenJDK 8. See, they are taking Java 8 image. This is the base image for this particular Jenkins image. On top of that, they are running all these commands, all these instructions to have a Jenkins on that particular image. And so when you pull the Jenkins image from the Docker Hub, which indirectly you are bringing the Java 8 image, on top of that you are creating each as a layer. Since this, whenever you run a command or an instruction on the base image, it is going to create another layer, a layer on top of whatever you have the base image. And so all the packages that you are keep on adding by a layered fashion, on top of that the writable layer is nothing but your container. And see, all these are the instructions. They are installing the apt-get, and then like they are installing Jenkins, they are enabling for the ports and the agent port. All these are required, and they are creating a Jenkins image which we are directly pulling it using this particular command. Okay, docker pull Jenkins, which are going to get this particular Docker file. When you pull this particular Docker file will be triggered and your image will be downloaded. Okay, and that is the Docker file. And now let's look at the useful commands on the Docker. See, these are all the very useful commands if you want to build your own Docker file. Let's understand the commands. It's a from. This instruction, this creates a layer from the image. As we have seen uh, in the Jenkins image, the very first line you are writing from where you are going to create the image. If you mention scratch, that's a scratch, so there is nothing, and you are going to build right from the scratch. Or if you are taking any base image, you just put from JDK8 or Maven or whatever the image, either it would be an Nginx or like an Alpine or a Jenkins or any base image which is available. You can take that image, and then the copy command. What this copy command does, it add files from Docker clients to a current directory. So whatever the files you have, they would be added into the current directory. And the next command is a run. This is really important to install applications or execute commands in a new layer and creates a new image, which means if you provide something, some particular application to be installed or something needs to be executed, if you give a command with a run, that will install the application or executes commands in a new layer, which basically creates a new layer because you are creating something on top of your base image. To do that, you need to use a run command. Run will help you to create a new layer and create a new image. Basically, it executes commands on a new layer to become or to create a new image. And the next one is a CMD. It is a command when the moment when you have your image or your the container, this particular whatever the command that you provide for the CMD will execute. Allows you to set default command. Instruction allows you to set a default command which will be executed only when you run container without specifying a command. If there is no default command provided, this particular command will set as a default. If you are passing some command to that particular container, this will be ignored. We'll see that later. And the working directory, you can set some specific directory as your working directory where you have your source code is located. You can set that as a work directory. And a label gives a flexibility. You can label something to that particular the image, and so you can better organize. Instead of having some random name for that, you can give your own name so that you would be able to organize better. And expose, ports on which a container listens for connection. This is self-explanatory, since on what ports that particular container listens, so that you are going to provide it at the expose. And environment, set up an environment variables. When you are creating the Docker file, there are certain variables that you would be using or you want to keep them as an environment. So in the throughout the file that you would be able to use that variable name, so you can use the environment. And an entry point, this is also an important. The entry point instruction allows you to configure a container that will run as an executable. It is a pretty similar to the command, because there also in the command you are doing the same thing. The instruction allows you to configure a container that will run. It looks similar to the CMD, but the difference is entry point command and parameters are not ignored when Docker container runs with command line parameters. If you are running the entry point command with the parameters, that will not be ignored. Whereas in the command CMD, if you are running with the command and a parameters, the CMD that set default command will be ignored. That is the main difference between a command and entry point. They does the same job, but the difference is entry point will not ignore if you are running with entry point command and parameters. and we'll see the Docker file. We'll run the file, and so that you will clearly understand what each instruction is doing. I'm going to run the file and show you. And see, this is my file, right, as I explained, as I walked you through earlier. And let's see what each line is going to do. Let me go to this particular file and build the image. To build the image, this is the command. To build the image, once you have your Docker file, you go to the which directory the Docker file is located, you just run docker build dot, and so the Docker file, it picks the Docker file and it will build an image. Let's see. I'm going to take the Docker file path. Okay, I'm inside the Docker project, and where I can find the Docker file. Let me run docker build dot. Otherwise, if I want to provide some name, I can give, how I can give some tag name -t. I can provide Suresh and dot. See, this particular image, I'm going to tag that as Suresh. See, you are seeing this Chrome node, Chrome debug, whatever the base image it pulled, since the file is already exist. If you look at all the instructions, see, downloaded a newer image, this image gets downloaded, and this is the image ID. On top of that, we run user root. This is running on this particular image. See, user root, this particular command is running and removing the intermediate container. And once this container, this particular command runs over the base image, it creates another container. So this is removed now. Now this is our latest container. On top of that, again, what we are doing, we are running apt-get update and apt-get install and installing some curl command. And then see, this particular command is running till here. Okay, let's see. And this is running till, where is the step 4? Okay, until here. All these are from this particular command, run apt-get update and run apt-get install. You see here, there is again the intermediate container was removed. This was the container which created here. See, that was removed and a new container was created. This is our new container. On top of that, you are running Arc Maven version. So again, a new container running on this particular one, removing the intermediate container and created another one. In this way, each is a layered fashion, like all the commands, whatever we provided in this particular Docker file, here everything is creating a layer and that is executing on top of the base image. So once everything is installed, and it's a copy command. Let's see where the copy command is executed. See, here the copy command was executed. This is step 13. Copy everything, the whole project is being copied and pasted into this particular folder. It adds into the temp, and then you are setting working directory as the temp on the container. If you look at successfully built, and that is tagged with Suresh. See, because I provided some tag name so that I can better organize. By looking at this Suresh, I can recognize, okay, this is my container which I ran with the Selenium Chrome node, and then Maven is installed on top of it. This is the image. This is the container. Now let's look at the images. Here you can better understand what happened. So earlier we had only Jenkins image. And now you are having two images, one with the Selenium Node Chrome debug, other with the Suresh. See, initially you have taken the base image, that is Selenium Node Chrome debug. See here, this is our image that picked first. On top of that, all these layered fashion, the each and every layer, you are creating a new image. At the end, this is our image with having all the instructions are executed. So I named that as Suresh. That's why you are seeing two images are created. One is your base image. On top of that, you created your own customized image that is tagged as Suresh. Okay, hope you understand the concept, and this is how. Okay, before I close this video, let me go to docker ps -a. See here, you can see this is the latest container that is created. Earlier we have Jenkins, and then this is the latest image. If you see the status and docker ps, okay, since the container is exited, so you are not seeing under the docker ps, but whereas the container was successfully created with the docker file configuration. This docker file if we know how to create our own docker file, we can build our customized image and we can run our automation suite, or you can deploy your application. So this is so flexible and easy that you can do. If you want to install something, some Java or a Maven, you go here, you can search for a Java, and you can see, you can click the Java. You can go for some references and docker file. You can find, let me show you from where you can go. Yep, you can go here and you can find some docker files. See, these are all the docker files. You can find appropriate to your particular platform, and you can pick the file and you can copy paste these commands, and you are all good. The same way you can create JDK Alpine 311. If you click this, they are taking a base image as Alpine. On top of that, they are installing the JDK Java. So these are all the instructions required to have Java on this particular base image. This way, for anything, you can go to a Docker Hub and you can find a Docker file instructions. You can build your own Docker file. Hope you understand the concept, and if you have any doubts, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching the video.